Hello, good sir.
Hello.
Round two. Welcome to Critically Average Podcast. I'm Will.
I'm Elijah.
Nice. You can find us on Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, and Castos, and at Podcast Average on Twitter.
Yep.
And on Facebook, type in Critically Average. If you want to contact the show, hit us up there. I'm actually going to go check the email now. Highly doubt anybody's emailed us.
No one's
But
hit
if you
us
wanna
on
email
Twitter,
us-
so
If you want to email us, go to or email us at criticallyaveragepod@gmail.com. Okay. So, first up, movie news.
yes,
There's actually quite a bit this
there
week.
was. Well, it feels like we haven't done this in forever, but it's only been a week.
yeah,
I don't know why.
it's like on a Tuesday though, because
That's true.
we had to extend it out. So,
Mm-hmm.
but what's it called? I hate to break it to you. Your favorite franchise of all time is basically in the dumps.
My favorite.
Don't you just love DC?
Oh, no. Not more than Marvel.
I know, I'm just
I
messing
was
with
about
you.
to say.
But for real,
I thought you were saying Fast and Furious, and I was going to get real offended.
No. No, they have basically driven that shit straight into the dumps.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically over.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they basically they have said that it's no longer going to be a connected universe. They're no longer doing ensemble teams,
Yeah.
and
I don't think that's... I think that's better.
it feels like a cop out to me. It feels like they tried
rather-
and they fucked it up.
I'd rather
and
them admit they're wrong and set like a course direction, and then instead of them just keep doing what they're doing now.
Okay, then
Well,
what
it's bad.
What I will say, and what I thought of immediately when I heard this news was, oh great, so they just went in, destroyed their most beloved characters, and now they have to pick up the scraps.
Right.
That's what I felt like. You know what I mean? Because now they're basically like Affleck's out,
Mm-hmm.
Cavill's probably out.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I'd say Godot and Momoa. They're definitely
those two
in.
are good.
I think they genuinely enjoy being those roles.
I would agree with that too, and I think it's more because they let them take their characters where they wanted to.
Yeah.
Like you can tell Gal is like very, what do you call it? She's very heroine. You know what I mean? Like she's larger than life. She's very woman power. You know what I mean?
Right.
And she fits that really well.
Mhm.
And then they were just like, yeah, dude, you can just go do whatever you want. You can just be a total bro. And he's like,
Oh, James Wan?
yeah.
Aqua
He was like, I'm
bro,
gonna be a
man.
total bro.
Aqua bro.
So, what's it called? Aquaman 2 is getting a sequel.
Mhm.
And guess how far away it is?
Is it 2022?
It's 4 freaking years from when we had the last movie.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to give a shit by then.
Yeah, it's true. It's...
I don't... You're barely holding on to my interest as we speak, right?
I mean,
4 years from now,
you never know
I'm
in-
not going to care.
in 4 years, something major could happen. I mean, because Shazam's like next month.
Yes.
Is there anything else confirmed in
There
between?
is the
Wonder Woman 20?
Wonder Woman 2 is definitely confirmed, and Suicide Squad 2 is confirmed
Right.
because what's-his-face is working on that.
James
James Gunn.
But, I mean, those could potentially be good. Like, the James Gunn one. And, I mean, Wonder
also,
Woman
the
1
other
was really...
news, the other news that it made me think the whole thing was falling apart is, what's it called? Will Smith is out as Deadshot.
I'm not upset about that.
I'm not
no.
upset about that either, but it just feels like it's off the rails. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not upset about it, and I'm fine with it, but it just feels like something's just not straight over there, you know?
Mhm. Well, I
Where
mean,
everything's falling apart, and people are
Has
leaving.
Will Smith had the best judgment of appearances lately?
No. I'm, like I said, I am totally fine that he's leaving, because I thought he would... I think he was good. Like, he could have been good in that, but there's just something going on. Like,
Yeah.
some sort of, what do you call it? Creative differences going on in that whole program, and just like
Definitely.
just getting him out is just a good idea, I feel.
Yeah. They'll probably they're not going to replace the Deathstroke, or what is his name? Deadshot.
Deadshot.
They'll probably replace him with another character.
Yeah, and I've heard Deathstroke.
I've heard that
stuff
too.
like that, but it's just kind of... My thing is, I
There's just
feel
so-
like they're running out of characters.
But there's so many good ones they haven't even touched.
True.
You know, I mean, like,
at least they're not doing this the Star Wars thing, where they announced a whole bunch of potential Star Wars television shows coming up.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear some of them?
Yes.
Rose Tico.
Who is that?
That's the Asian chick from the last movie that died at
Oh
the end.
God! Oh,
Like, you haven't even seen.
No,
The
I
Last
have.
Jedi.
I watched it last week because it was on Netflix.
It's bad.
She was that was my least favorite part of the movie.
She's so bad.
I didn't know
But-
her name.
That's a potential. Exactly right. You watched it last week. You didn't know her name.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I know her name is because Kelly Tran, who's the actor that plays her, and she's actually pretty cool, basically got ripped on social media by people. And she's
About that
like-
movie?
She's like, listen, it's not my fault. I'm just the one acting.
Right.
So that's the only reason I know the character's name. Captain Phasma movie. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. I feel like bounty hunters in general had just been so messed up or like misused.
Mm-hmm.
That
Knights of Ren,
okay.
which is a little more interesting than the other two, but still just like I don't think there's enough there to grab onto. And then I'm trying to remember the other ones. Oh, a Leia show.
Who's that?
Princess Leia?
You said Leia. That's why I was
I'm
confused.
sorry. I meant a Leia show.
Mm-hmm.
That's Leia.
That reminds me because, Carrie Fisher did pass away in real life, and I completely forgot she was a constant character in Family Guy,
Yeah.
and because she passed away, they couldn't have her in the show anymore, and
Yeah.
Peter got new bosses because she was Angela, Peter's boss, and I was like, oh, I finally realized that.
So you realized it because of Family Guy, not because of Star Wars. That she's dead.
After I watched Last Jedi, because
Oh, okay.
I put two and two together because
Okay.
she almost died but didn't in
Gotcha.
The Last Jedi, and because Peter got new bosses in Family Guy, I was like, that's weird. I wonder why. And then I heard her talk, and I was like, oh, that sounds like Angela from Family Guy. And I was like, oh, it is. That's why. And I was like, oh,
You probably have the complete opposite of most people's like Carrie Fisher exposure.
yeah.
That's funny. But yeah, so at least DC is, I don't know. But you're right. They remember when we talked about Booster Gold and Blue Beetle and stuff
Yep.
like that? Like they need to bust into that kind of stuff because
Yeah.
I think they just
Or like Firestorm, like the younger heroes.
yeah. But they've kind of already used him.
Oh, and the Legends of Tomorrow, or
Legends of Tomorrow and Flash. They just kind of they use everybody. I'm telling you, they're just ripping through their characters. Oh, whatever. Okay.
yeah.
What other news we got going on?
Excuse me, sorry, had a burp. I'm pretty sure today didn't a Game of Thrones trailer come out?
Yep.
Did you watch it?
No, I'm not
Oh, okay.
watching any of them.
Oh, okay.
I'm really like over trailers.
Oh, okay.
I've heard the in-game ones are good because they don't really give anything away,
No, they don't at all.
which is good. But man, I'm so nervous to just watch anything. It's just because for example, like two trailers. Like, have you seen the Dark Phoenix trailer?
Yeah, that's terrible.
Dude, it gives away the whole flipping movie.
Well, it
it
basically-
shows a person dying. I'm
Yes.
like, are you serious?
Exactly, and
like
that
Oh,
my prediction for the movie of the
I
year.
think you got it. I think you nailed it. The
I
critically
put-
average movie of the year.
Yep, I
AKA
put-
the movie we make fun of the most.
I put Dark Phoenix, and it is already living up to its predicted name.
The last X-Men movie I saw was Logan, and I don't even count that as an X-Men movie because that's just like
Right, distant
just
future.
a masterpiece, and it's just like. And then other than that, the last X-Men movie I've seen is X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh,
So going to see Dark Phoenix is going to be an experience for me because I've been purposely missing out on those movies for a long time,
yeah.
and
I
now
won't
I have
blame
to
ya.
go see it, which is gonna be fun.
All right.
Not.
There was another Shazam trailer.
Yeah.
Nothing really new.
Yeah. No. Just more.
It's really just like different shots of the same stuff.
Yep.
You know.
I've heard good things about Captain Marvel so far.
Yeah.
Other than the whole
The Rotten Tomatoes ban.
thing, which really had more to do with like Rotten Tomatoes than it did anything with Marvel.
Yeah, because
people
people,
just
are
being
going on
shitty.
there and putting because there's the like want to see this movie
Mhm.
score
Yeah.
that comes out before the movie reviews are able to, and everyone was just downvoting it or putting like bad or low want to see, and so they removed it. I don't know if for all movies or just that one.
They removed the feature just period.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So it's weird.
And I think the main reason was because Brie Larson likes to talk about. Well, she doesn't even like it. She's just famous for it. So then,
A lot of people
during
know her for
press
that.
conferences, people prompt her with those kind of questions. It's like, what is she
Exactly.
gonna do? Just not talk about it? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she's obviously gonna express her opinion, and just because an actor's opinion is different from yours, doesn't mean, what's it called? That you
Right.
should
I mean,
dislike
like,
the movie.
Some of the other Marvel people are very vocal about some stuff too.
Yeah. What's it called?
Like Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo, and I mean, all those guys are pretty liberal.
Well, most of Hollywood is.
Exactly, and especially Chris Evans is even like that. Everybody loves Chris Evans. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. Whatever.
Yeah, but I've heard
I
like
think it's just maybe more because it's focused on like women's right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like people just want to be shitty about.
well,
it.
because like the trailers were like, let's show these boys how to do it, and
Yeah, there's stuff like that. And so
yeah. So people just. Oh, we can get political about it, but it's not a big deal to us. So
I don't care. I
Yeah.
just want to see the movie and see
yeah,
if it's good or
I
not.
want to see what happens in it.
Yeah, and I think you should judge your opinion on whether you want to go see it or not based on whether you want to go see it or not. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, not because of this, that, or the other.
Yeah.
Hold on one sec.
Yeah, you're good. All right,
All
composure.
right, we're back. I apologize. What were we talking about?
We were talking about Marvel and like the reviews.
Oh, okay. I think we pretty much.
Yeah, because like real reviews came out today.
Yeah, and they were they positive?
I would say like 3/4 of them were positive.
Okay.
A lot of them, some of them were just like it was fine. It was just nothing special.
Well, yeah, I think we all knew that. No offense, but
Well, people
like the
just have like a
trailers.
prejudice against.
Yeah, 83%
comics.
is just kind of like woo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's certified fresh though.
What does that have to be certified fresh?
I think over 80 or over
Oh, okay.
75.
Gosh.
And it has to be positively reviewed by real reviewers,
Mhm.
like you know, like
The white man.
yep, pretty much. All right, I think that pretty much covers movie news.
I think so.
For this
Oh,
week.
well, so I know we have like an ongoing bet about the opening scene of Endgame.
Uh-huh.
All right. We should do one about who's going to be the next Batman. Because I know we did an 8 for the...
Actor or
Mhm. Yeah, just like a long shot bet. You know how we did like the long shot bet of first scene of Endgame?
Well, do you know some information that I don't know?
I know some betting odds, but that's it.
There's betting odds on this?
Yeah. But a lot
Man,
of
people
like
will bet on anything.
literally Henry Cavill is one. People are like could bet money on. Exactly.
Was
so
that like 1,000?
these aren't.
You better get a ton of
They're
money.
like 101, I think, is the highest it went.
I would have said
But there's nothing like no one's in talks or anything.
yeah.
Like that.
I would have said Jake Gyllenhaal because he was like really on board with it,
Yeah.
but now he's part of another franchise and I just don't think, you know what I mean? I know he's
Mm-hmm.
like probably a one-time villain, but I don't know. I feel like he's with that he's going to be like I've completed my superhero thing and I'm going to go do other movies now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, All right, who you got? Do you have someone in particular that you want?
Yes.
Okay.
So
I have
there's
one
like
as well.
two trains of thoughts here. If they want a quick fix, like say if they're coming out with a movie in the next couple of years and they
Yeah.
just needed someone to basically be Ben Affleck
Yep.
to look like it and then just like not say, hey, this is a new Batman,
Yeah.
I would say John Hamm.
I think they're way past that.
I
At
do
this point,
too.
I think they've just. I think last month they had a meeting, and I forget the guy's name, but he just walked in and went, "Fuck it," and they're like, "What?" And he's like, "We're just blowing this shit apart. Like nothing's working. None of our movie like." The one we thought was going to be the least successful is the most successful. We're blowing it apart. All right?
Right.
We're just doing whatever. So I think but I get what you're saying. So John
Right.
Hamm.
So
I think that's
I think they'll basically reboot Batman again,
yes.
and I
believe.
think they will choose Michael B. Jordan.
Whoa, that would be so lit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with the more, what do you call it? Not the John Hamm and not the. I'm gonna go with probably the safest bet and probably really high on the list and go with Army Hammer.
He's actually the highest.
Because he is just like.
Well, he's 6'5" as it is, and
exactly. I think he's the most Batman guy out there that hasn't played Batman yet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, yeah, that's my safe bet.
Yeah,
Michael B. Jordan would be absolutely insane.
That would be.
And he's out of the Marvel. They don't have to worry about that. Like, he's a villain. He's dead. It's cool. And we've obviously seen that they can bounce back and forth.
Because he's done Fox with Fantastic Four.
Yeah, and I don't.
Or is that Sony?
I don't think Marvel cares at this point. They're like, yeah, if you want to go do a DC movie, go for it. Like, it's not as successful as us.
Well, he's not a reoccurring guy anymore, so I don't think he has a contract to keep him there.
Which I thought was also really cool about Black Panther. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, you want to do that list?
Yeah, dude. So this one was pretty fun. Talk about last week. It's basically, since we're doing Oscars this week, it's like the most 5, in our opinion, complete movies. Yes. So from trailer, soundtrack, score, movie itself, acting, everything complete. So we each had 5. For me, anyway, it was. Go. Wait. Bless you. Okay. I had a good idea of what some of the movies I was going to go on there, and then I went back and watched them because I had like a list of like 7 to 10 movies that could have made it, and I had to narrow it down after watching and listening. So. Yep. Okay. For you, how hard was it?
It wasn't very hard. These are pretty much like they're pretty much some of my favorite movies, period. And it was just because, like, in my mind, they just check all the boxes. And a lot of these movies, the whole reason I got so excited about them is because their trailer was so good. So that checks that box, which I think was going to be the hardest one. You know what I mean? So, yeah, there's one on here that I don't think is a stellar movie.
Yeah, same for me.
And but it's like, it's just complete. Like, everything about it's pretty damn good.
Yeah. So I almost dropped it. I think we'll have the same number 1. Mm. Oh, never mind.
I don't know.
It might be on your list. I don't know. Okay, I'll start it off, though. We'll start doing down. My number 5 is Black Klansman.
Okay, I haven't seen that, so I can't.
I didn't think you did. You really need to. It's
I will.
Quite good.
I will. I normally watch every single Oscar-nominated movie, but this year I'm going to have one hell of a... Like, normally it's 7 movies, which is a lot, and it takes me about till April or...
Well, I mean,
May to get it done, and now I have 10 movies to go through. It's like,
well, you could probably skip some.
Well, one of them's Black Panther, so I've already got that.
You've got that one.
Green Book, I've already got.
Like, I heard Roma wasn't anything fun.
Roma's interesting. We'll talk about it in a minute, but Roma's weird.
I mean, like Black Klansman, for instance, like the trailer. There's nothing like crazy special about the trailer. It
made me want to watch the movie, though.
That's true. Yes, it did.
I've seen the trailer, and I was like, yes, I'm on.
Well, it's such a interesting story, and the thing is, it's a real story.
Yep.
So, and the acting in it's really good. I'm not a big fan of Adam Driver and the Star Wars stuff, but I really liked him in this.
I like Adam Driver as an actor.
Okay.
What's it called?
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren's bad.
Yeah.
But him as an actor, he's a really good actor.
Yeah. The music in it was really good as well. It was it like set the mood a lot.
Okay.
So.
Did they use period piece songs?
Yeah, because this was during the rise of the KKK and the Black Panther.
A lot of like disco pop, like 70s vibe kind of thing.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. All right, I'll have to look at that and I will confirm. I'll have that watched by next week. I promise.
Good.
All right. And you know what else I'll watch by next week?
Bad Times.
Yes. Hold me to it.
Okay.
Hold me to it. Okay. My number 5, and this is the one that I don't think is stellar. Interstellar.
Oh!
Yeah, Interstellar's not. It's not groundbreaking. It's not amazing, but I think it's a pretty damn complete movie. It's got really cool visual effects.
Mm-hmm.
It's got really emotional vibes.
Yeah.
It's sci-fi. It breaks all it's just fun sometimes. Like, they're going through wormholes. They're diving into the ideas of what's behind a black hole. You know what I mean? There's emotional stuff with what's her name?
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway's character, as well as Murph and Matthew McConaughey's character, And
Yeah.
then you got Dr. Alfred Kane back at
Dr. Alfred Kane.
back at the old base and everything. And there's some intrigue in there because you don't really know what's going on, and there's some like social dilemmas on like saving the planet and everything. And then the music is just
I was about to say,
nuts.
like, the score is probably one of the best scores ever.
Crazy, right? The story is solid. It's interesting. It keeps
Oh, yeah.
you going.
And it's not just some science fiction BS.
Yeah.
It's like founded in like real facts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
as well.
and it's cool because it mixes real facts with
Fantasy.
pushing the boundaries a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that is also where the movie falls apart. Like the black hole part is really weird, and you really got to push yourself to like be like, okay, maybe, but I think once you let go, you're like, that was interesting. That
Yeah.
was definitely I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah.
you know?
Two things about the movie that you could like fight against is the trailer wasn't like spectacular.
Really?
Not that because
Do you
I remember
remember the
watching
tra-
it.
do
I
you
remember
remember the
watching it, and
trailer?
it just wasn't anything.
Oh, it like
that.
shows the black hole part, and it's like, not the
Yeah.
black hole, the wormhole part and
Yeah.
everything. Okay,
and
all
also
right.
the runtime.
Oh my god, that was the other thing I was gonna say. Is like, I don't know if that knocks it for being a complete movie, per se.
No, it doesn't. But
Like the attention span, definitely, it's like you gotta.
but
be there.
like we're like avid movie watchers. If you show that to just
it's
a
kind of like The Revenant. Like you really got to stick it out.
yeah.
And I wanted to put what's it called, Inception, on this.
Yeah, that almost made mine. That was on my
But
short list.
the score is not as good as this, and Inception takes a lot of like thought to watch. You know what I mean? Like it really is kind of like you have to sit there and think
Yeah.
the whole freaking movie. You know what I mean? And the
Yeah.
trailer for Inception is pretty bad. So I don't know. I like the trailer for Interstellar.
Yeah,
but that's
like
just me.
I said this either last week or the week before, but it was last week when I was telling you this list. Like some of the best movies we've ever seen have had terrible trailers.
Yeah.
And like good movie trailers haven't come around for like the last like 7 years maybe.
You said that, and the last movie trailer that I can think of that like matched how good the movie was, that I can really remember, was A Quiet Place. When I saw that trailer, I was like, oh yeah,
Right.
like I want to see this movie.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, there's been a lot of good trailers like in the last couple of years, but like Prestige was the one I thought of.
Phew.
Like the trailer for that's so bad.
It's boring.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't capture the movie at all.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I guess that kind of makes sense because you don't really want to spoil much for that, you know? But I feel like you could have done better.
Yeah.
All right, what you got for number 4?
My number 4 is Dunkirk.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm curious.
I'm a big fan of like war movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And this one isn't the most fun movie.
No. It's very sad.
Yes, but I mean the acting in it is pretty good.
Oh yeah.
It's Tom Hardy's in it. Anything with Tom Hardy's gonna be good at least.
And you know what's crazy about Tom Hardy is basically it's as much eye acting as I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, because he's got like the
he doesn't talk.
pilot mask on a
He's
lot.
got the pilot mask on, so he's just a lot of facial expressions.
Yeah.
Secluded to his eyes.
Yeah. Well, starting with the trailer, it's about.
Oh, the
it
trailer
depicts,
is amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. It just depicts what these soldiers are going through, basically, without saying much at the beginning. They start talking a little bit into the trailer,
Yep.
depending on which one you watch, and it's just like mostly silence,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just hear like the whistling of
The planes.
the planes and like bombs getting dropped.
Yep.
And it's like we're so close from, like we can literally see home from here, but
Yep.
they can't get there, stuff like that.
Yep.
So
And also the teaser
yeah,
that came, because they played like this 15-second teaser in a lot of movies that got me really excited for it, but it's basically just like shots of the beach and
Yeah.
then just the plane whistling, and it's just like, ooh, it was good.
yeah,
And
and
it's
the
like Christopher Nolan, I was like, oh, I'm down. I'm ready.
and the score is really good. As
Oh
well.
yeah, the music, and this movie like mixes music and just dead silence really well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it goes back to just being like just the sounds of
What's on the beach or water? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's a good one. I didn't even think about that one. That was a good one. All right, my number 4, and it's pretty low on this list. You might be a little My number 4 is The Dark Knight.
That was very low.
The Dark Knight's pretty good. Pretty damn good.
Okay, I was like, pretty good. What?
Pretty damn good, and it is pretty complete as well. It has one of the best scores of all time, and it melds amazing Hans Zimmer shit with awesome Batman stuff. You know? What's it called? And then, visually, amazing. The acting is amazing, except the reason I knock this movie down a few is because, and there's a few movies up that have the same problem, kind of, but Rachel in this movie is fucking awful. Horrific. Bad.
I got you.
She's bad. Like, I wish they would have kept this same actor from the first one, because she was so much better.
I got you.
And then the other problem is there's kind of a plot hole with the whole bullet thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Where he gets the bullet and he like puts together the fingerprint based on the like the inside of the shot. Like, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, that, is proven impossible unless he
Well, it's also
put together the bullet himself.
It's also like Batman's the greatest detective of all time, and this is like fake CSI forensics. Like, it's not even interesting.
Well, they never
it's not
really
detective work.
They didn't really focus much on the detective part of
But
Batman.
I feel like that was a shoehorned attempt to do it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's about it. That's my two gripes with the whole movie.
Yeah.
Well, and other than that, the trailer.
To defend that point.
Yeah.
Because when he gets the the fingerprint, it leads him to like an apartment building. Right. And in that apartment building, it's where the Joker has that timer set up to go off with that gun or whatever. Bruce Wayne, or Batman, didn't even have to be there. Like, it was still going to happen. Because in that room, the timer was going to go off if Batman was there or not.
Yeah.
So it was definitely just shoehorned.
So it shows more of the Joker's like skill and thought process than it does Batman's.
Yeah. So.
Which, I don't. I agree. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely shoehorned, but great music, great cinematics,
Great
trailer,
acting.
decent acting.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny. It has like the two ends of the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like Harvey Dent's sometimes a little over the top in this movie. You know, and Rachel's way off the scale. And then you got like freaking, you got obviously the Joker, right? And then you got people like help me,
Gary
Oldman, and the greatest actor that's ever lived. He played God.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman, thank you. My brain went to shit right there. Okay, you're up.
Okay. My number 3, you'll approve of this one.
Yes.
I wonder if it's on your list, though. Mad Max Fury Road.
Let's see, yes, it's on my list.
Okay. Okay, good. Do you want to talk about it when we get to it?
Yeah, well,
okay.
Yes. I think you're disappointed. I think you're like, wait a minute. Okay, that was your number 3, right?
Yeah.
My number 3 is Blade Runner 2049.
Okay.
I think this movie is complete because, well, it made no money, right? Okay, it made money, but it did not make anywhere near its budget. It was a huge flop, but it stayed true to the source material. It paid homage really well, okay? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. The score is exquisite. The best score you have in a movie. Acting is incredible. I mean, there's no plot holes, really. The only downside would be like the same thing from Interstellar is it takes a lot to get through this movie because it is like 3 hours and 15 minutes long. Like, it is, it's out there, right? But like, other than that, I can't think of anything else that's wrong with this movie. And if you love Blade Runner, like, this movie is perfect, and it's just a complete package. And the trailers, man, I watched. There's only one trailer I've watched more than Blade Runner 2049 trailer, and it's the Infinity War trailer.
Okay.
So, I've probably watched the Infinity War trailer like 40 times. But Blade Runner, I probably watched like 35 times. Sometimes I just go back to it because I'm like, I just love that aesthetic that they put together in that movie. Okay, what you got?
Cool. My number 2.
Yes.
I have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Like, genuinely, the only bad thing about this movie I could think of is, like,
it's hard to think of a bad
It's hard
thing.
to think of, but, like, the trailers necessarily didn't get me excited for it.
Yeah, I think that's where it fell apart for me. Is like all of these trailers I really really like, and like Into the Spider-Verse, the only reason I got excited about it was because the trailers looked cool.
Yeah, they looked
like the
great.
Visual, and then people were like, "It's amazing."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Okay, I need to go see it now."
Because we weren't planning on it. And
well, it was on the back burner. It was like, "Yeah, we might go see it later."
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So,
yeah, because we were doing this at the time, and we're like, you said like, "Hey, do you want to see Spider-Verse this weekend or whenever it was?" And you're like, "I heard it's like really good."
Yeah, I heard it's like 98% Rotten Tomatoes. And you were like,
because like we've seen the trailers, and I went back and watched them, and I did notice something about the trailers that kind of gave away in the movie, but never thought of earlier. So, but I mean, like the movie itself is amazing. The acting in it is amazing.
Yep. And it's all voice acting too. So
yeah, and
animation's great.
The soundtrack is amazing as well.
Yep.
But I was saying about the trailer, because in the trailer it starts with like him in the back of his dad's cop car. Yep. They're talking about Spider-Man, how he comes in and does all this stuff, and shoot. I was thinking this all week because I wanted to say it. Now I can't freaking remember it. But it shows the collider go off and then Spider-Man come into their universe.
Okay.
But Spider-Man already existed in that universe, but then came in through the collider.
Oh, so you know, since there's only one Spider-Man throughout the entire trailer, that one of them dies.
Well, or it's not the same one. Because, he's talking, he's like, this Spider-Man comes slinging in, and us cops are sacrificing our lives or whatever.
Yeah, because I didn't know before the movie
that there was two
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I didn't either.
That was like a huge deal for me. I was like, whoa, this is big, you know what I mean? Huh. Yeah, I'm sure if I watched like trailer breakdown or something, they might have figured that out before that.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I just, rewatched it for this list, and I noticed that. I was like, wait a minute. Because they were like,
you could have
they knew who Spider-Man was. But then it shows the collider go off, and it brings Spider-Man into their universe.
Well, at least, the reason I think you formulated that is because you've seen the movie.
Well, for sure, yeah.
Because I saw the trailers and still didn't put it together.
Yeah, because like thinking of it,
I wasn't dissecting it.
Before the movie came out, we wouldn't have known if he was talking about Miles Morales Spider-Man.
True.
So that could just be afterthought or like a hindsight.
Nice,
but great movie.
Cool.
I think the best movie of 2018.
Yeah, I would agree. Infinity War is pretty far up there.
Yeah, I would say second.
Probably. All right. Speaking of, my number 2 is Infinity War.
Oh, okay.
What is it on your list?
Mm-mm.
No. Wow.
No.
Okay. I mean, I hard pressed to find something wrong with this. I've talked about what I feel is wrong with this movie.
Elizabeth Olsen,
her acting ability, but it's like so minuscule because she's in it for blank, you know what I mean? Whereas Rachel is like a pivotal character, and she's used to drive the plot forward multiple times in Dark Knight. That's why it's so egregious in that one. Do you get what I'm saying?
I guess so.
Elizabeth Olsen is like a side character in this. And she's just like, she's in it very seldom, you know?
Yeah.
But all characters really are in it very seldom except for Tony. And, you know,
Thor.
Yeah, Thor's in it a lot. And also the Hulk. He's back and forth. Yeah, and so, I mean, the trailer's amazing. Mm-hmm. The soundtrack's great. Like, well, you know,
besides
the theme is good. The Avengers theme is really good.
Well, that's... It's really funny to listen to because people just put it over anything.
Yeah, you're right.
So it sticks with you.
But you know what? Now I'm sitting here thinking about it. It's like there's nothing that I would listen to on the soundtrack
I don't even remember really any of it.
except for the theme.
Well, I remember Rubber Band Man whenever the Guardians showed up. That was it.
Visually, it's amazing.
Mhm.
Most of the acting, 99.9% of the acting is amazing in it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think it wins points because it's just done something that no other movie's done. We've talked about this a million times, but just like bringing together 10 years of movies
Yeah.
and culminating it in a way that was impressive makes it the second most complete movie of all time to me.
Yeah.
For that reason alone.
Okay. Ready for
What's
my
your-
number one?
I am ready for your number one.
The best movie in movie history.
Oh, Lord.
The Dark Knight.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll just start a sentence and don't know where I'll go, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's The Dark Knight. For me, anyway, my opinion.
Yeah.
I know people could say, like, Shawshank or Godfather, but yeah. We just weren't born then,
Well,
so.
well, the other thing about there's nothing. If we're talking about complete movies, okay, which means it just checks all the boxes.
Mhm.
The Shawshank trailer is just not interesting.
Nope.
The Shawshank score is not interesting.
Nope.
The Godfather score is good.
Yeah.
The Godfather trailer is not amazing. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
the 70s.
dude,
I feel
talk
like
about a trailer. Whew. Good ass trailer. The Dark Knight's trailer is good.
and like to your points of you didn't like Rachel that much
yeah.
and how she was pivotal, but the thing is, like, if you have, again, my opinion,
Yeah.
the greatest acting performance of all time,
Yes.
you just forget about some small detail.
I feel that.
like Rachel.
I understand that.
I mean, she
Like I
dies
s-
in it, so
I did say in my analysis that you get the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows. And not even the lowest of the
It's
lows.
not even
you get,
like low.
You get lows and super duper highs.
yeah,
So you're convincing me to balance it. It balances out more.
yeah.
You
so
know?
it's just
If I was going to rearrange
Complete.
this list after you talk to me, it'd probably be my number one, Dark Knight. No, my number one, Blade Runner, Dark Knight, Infinity War, Interstellar.
cool. Yeah, it's just there's so many memorable things from that movie.
Yeah.
That even though it's a comic book movie, like you can relate it to like current day or any
Oh, dude, I
like
think it's-
major event.
I think it's
man.
10 times better than no. It's probably better than 95% of all movies.
Yeah,
And it's a comic book movie. You
Yeah,
got it,
like, like here for
there's
instance,
a very small subset that are anywhere near it, and
Where-
it's a comic book movie.
without the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Just imagine it never existed.
yeah,
What would be the greatest comic book movie? Infinity War.
well, oh, man, that's tough. I think the most fun and enjoyable one would be Spider-Verse.
Okay, yeah, Spider-Verse.
And then the best, like the best one, like the best movie, right?
Mhm.
Would be Infinity War, I
Right.
guess. At this point, like at this point in time.
Mhm. But the thing about Dark Knight is the bar with that was set so high
It just won't be reached
that
again.
no matter what comes out, movie alone, like some just random movie
Yeah.
or a comic book movie,
Yeah.
will always be compared
Absolutely.
to the Dark Knight.
You're not wrong.
So like it has like a notch on its belt. Like you gotta size up real quick to
Yeah, good
the
luck
Dark
ever
Knight.
beating me.
Good luck ever. Yeah,
Yeah, you got a point
So.
there.
it's like the gold standard. So
It is.
no matter how good a movie is, it'll always be compared to
Hey,
that.
but you know what? I got one that'll beat it because it's the second best movie of all time.
What?
Mad Max. Listen, there is no more complete movie than Mad Max. Don't even get me started.
It was on my list too, man.
The
I'm not
music
saying.
is amazing. The visuals are amazing. One of the best trailers ever to bless the screens.
Yep.
One of the best movies to ever be put on theater screens, dude. It's incredible.
Yep.
It's genius. Just pure genius. I think it beats The Dark Knight. I'm sorry.
What?
Oh, dude, tell me a flaw with that movie, please.
Supporting cast.
What supporting cast?
In what? In Mad Max?
Yeah,
Well, it's like
Tom Hardy, amazing. Charlize
Charlize
Theron,
Theron.
amazing.
And
Dave
then-
Bautista, amazing.
he wasn't in that.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Dave Bautista? No, he wasn't.
What's the wrestling
Chandler
guy?
Jones, I think.
Amazing.
No, that's not it. I don't remember his name.
The wrestling guy, amazing. The guy that plays Immortan Joe, amazing. The guy that plays Silvermouth guy, amazing.
Oh, Nubs.
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 Nubs? No.
Nux.
Nux. Thank
Yeah.
you.
But I'm saying, like, okay, so Dark Knight, for instance, Heath Ledger, like, top.
Okay.
Not just in Dark Knight, but ever, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, it can be offset by a bunch of terrible stuff. But
Yeah.
every other actor in that movie was, like, a tier or two below Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Except, you could argue, Rachel.
But there's just no bad acting in Mad Max. Like, no one does a bad job. There's no part of that movie where I'm like, ooh, they didn't try very hard right there. No, it is.
What about the brother of Immortan Joe, the guy that goes blind from Bullet Farm?
But I think he was playing the character he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be just nuts, like.
I guess.
But it doesn't feel like forced or fake or anything like that. It's just fucking crazy. Like that's like no one does a bad performance. Because there's not much chance for there to be a bad performance because it's just.
Is that a good thing though?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's smart directing.
By avoiding bad actors, or not bad actors, but avoiding
by steering your story so that it doesn't even matter. Like it's just he puts the people that are good at acting in front of the camera in important scenes, right? And he puts the people that may not be so good at acting, he just lets them be in the background. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like certain movies bury themselves in like, well, I guess we got to make Harvey Dent Two-Face. I guess. I mean,
well, he is Two-Face.
Exactly, but they're forced to do that, right? And then
but it makes
Harvey
so
Dent
much sense.
It's just kind of this, not the greatest acting performance on the planet.
So a minute ago, you were talking about you forgot this guy's name. You said the greatest actor. Do you remember who that was?
Morgan Freeman.
Oh, hey, guess what movie is it?
No, you're not wrong. And if it's a competition of like who has more great actors in the movie, you're obviously going to win. Mm-hmm. Right, but I don't think that makes it a better movie.
Right,
I think it's just more expertly crafted, and I think that's just simply because the creative freedom allowed in Mad Max is so much greater than The Dark Knight. Like The Dark Knight has to fit within a realm because it's about a comic book character, and so Christopher Nolan tried to fit.
Well, technically, Gotham doesn't exist.
I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like, but Christopher Nolan's trying to fit that mold, and he did an incredible job.
Yeah.
Like. Most directors have a hard time, I think, checking the boxes and making a great movie. They do one or the other. Mm-hmm. They either check all the studio's boxes or they make a great movie, And luckily nowadays studios have been kind of getting over that, like Marvel with Thor Ragnarok. Like, that doesn't really check, like, the Thor boxes, it has to be a big, good god, you know what I mean? Like, all this stupid shit is more just like, Taika Waititi just made his movie, and then they said, "Okay, just make sure it ends in Thanos and have fun," So, but I just feel, I have a really hard time ever knocking Mad Max. It's just
I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it's not as good as Dark Knight.
This is where we disagree. I'm pretty sure we had this problem.
Oh, in our movie thing,
100 and how many movies did we do? 128 fucking movies.
Yeah,
and it came down to what?
Dark Knight and Mad Max.
These two. So it's going to be an eternal debate till the day we die.
Yeah. Yep.
Unless something better comes out.
I mean, I don't think anything would replace the two. Let's come out because we did that like 2 years ago.
Mad Max came out of nowhere.
Well, I'm saying as of right now, nothing's came out because we did it like 2 years ago or a year ago.
Yeah, that was a year ago.
Yeah,
but we knew Mad Max was a great movie more than 2 years ago.
I mean, Spider-Verse and Infinity War would be the only other two that would argue.
Those movies are great, and I think they're both the best movies that came out in 2018, but they literally don't even... They're, like, not even close. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking about the gold pedestal, the platinum pedestal right now, and they're just not even. They're like not even a bronze level. Like they're amazing movies, but these are just like the absolute pinnacle of film, if you ask me. In our generation, you know what I mean. Everyone's gonna have a fondness to the movies that came out in their generation. You know, like some 6-year-old dude's probably gonna tell you Godfather's the greatest movie of all time, but if he's gonna sit down and watch a fucking movie, he'll probably get over watching The Godfather for the 40th time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of like, I don't know. I think something will come along that's better, but I think it's gonna be a long time.
I mean, sure as hell isn't gonna be a Batman movie.
No. Christopher Nolan has reached the top of Batman, and it will be like that forever, if you ask me. I just think it's done. I think he's...
And the thing is that, it's not even like... I mean, it's Batman, but it's not like a comic Batman.
No.
It's like...
It feels grounded.
Mm-hmm.
It gets a little out of that in the next movie, but in this movie, it feels grounded, like it could have actually happened.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually really cool. It's like Batman Begins is kind of like the melding of both grounded and some what do you call it, fantasy elements. You know what I mean? It's like it takes something that shouldn't be possible and kind of makes it like, hey, maybe it could be possible, right? And then The Dark Knight is kind of like the full reality. You know what I mean? Like very realistic, very like scary almost to a point. Like, wow, people like this could exist. And then The Dark Knight Rises is kind of just like the full fantasy side. Like it just takes it to like a whole new level where like a man can break his back and be back in health in a few weeks. You know what I mean? And just like, Gotham, like the whole city gets taken over and just stuff like that. Stuff that wouldn't really happen. So, but yeah, man, that was one hell of a list.
That was.
Talked for 20 minutes on a single list of 5 things. Imagine we did 10. We'd be here all day.
Oh, man.
Alrighty.
That was good. I actually had fun making that list, too.
Me too.
It's fun to, like, watch good stuff.
Absolutely.
So.
Yes. Dude, just the beginning trailer of Mad Max with the... Oh, God. So good.
Yep.
That movie's so freaking good. Oh, the Dark Knight trailer is amazing as well. Just so we're clear. Okay. Oscar time. You want to talk about Oscars?
Yes, sir.
All
Main
right.
topic for today.
What
I know it was a week ago, but
now I have like every single Oscar thing pulled up.
yeah.
What points do you want to hit about the Oscars? What do you care about?
Movies we've seen.
Okay. Do you want to start with the big one, or you want to end with that? It's up to you.
We'll end with the big one.
Okay.
And after that, we should talk about, because I'm pretty sure, like, the viewership and stuff was like an all-time low for these.
Yep.
And we could talk about how to fix.
I think that has something to do with there being no host.
Yes.
I think a lot of people show up for the host. They want to see Neil Patrick Harris or something like that.
It was Kevin Hart this year.
Which would have been dope.
It would have been.
It should have been. But instead they got mad at him for some tweets he made 40 years ago that weren't even that fucking bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of like James Gunn. Like, get over it.
And you're there to, like, honor all the, like, great movie work and, in the business today.
Yeah, it's the premier, like, movies. Like, there's no one's there that's made some shit, you know what I mean? Like, it's
yeah, exactly. And the way, like, how much did you watch of it? Did you watch, like, the whole thing?
I watched recaps of it because I was busy that weekend.
Yeah, I watched, like, some of the beginning and then, like, the last hour,
which is how you should do it, because the beginning awards are pretty bad.
Yeah. And the 3 ladies came out, and then, like, they were like a fill-in host, Yeah. But, like, one of the very first thing they said was, like, political. And I was like, ugh. No wonder no one watches this, man.
Yeah.
We're not here to.
When we talk about how to fix it, it's gonna be very easy, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, that, like, of course, it's Hollywood, and most of them share that same viewpoint that she brought up earlier, but it's like, that's not what we're here for.
Yeah.
We're here for movies and entertainment.
Exactly. And I used to get really excited about the Oscars. Like I
remember you used to watch them.
Yeah, I used to watch it religiously. Like last year, I watched it because I was like, I want Blade Runner 2049 to get its day in the sun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so every single like fucking award it won, I was like, yes, good. Like, thank God.
You
know
feel
what I
like
mean?
a part of you won.
Yeah, because it's just a movie I care about so much, and it just made like no money. So it needs recognition somewhere because it's honestly a miracle that it got made to begin with. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's a miracle someone went, here's $250 million to make a very obscure movie. You
Right.
know? And so that's why I watched the Oscars. And I think this year, one of the reasons I didn't watch it is because I don't think they properly, what do you call it, represented movie culture this year. I just don't. I feel like they did stuff to do stuff. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? Black Panther, I'm sorry, it's not one of the best films of the year.
Nope.
Maybe in the top 10 if you're gonna include 10.
Oh,
But if you're
for
gonna put
us-
Black Panther on there,
for
why
us,
the
for sure.
fuck is Infinity War not a Best Picture?
Exactly.
Black Panther is not that good. Infinity War is miles ahead of that. Like, you're doing it because you want to appeal to what your Academy has been
Yeah.
shit on for the last few years, and it's just, you don't give black people the right representation. You know what I mean? You snuff them for no odd reason. Don't put it in Black Panther as Best Picture as your fix for that.
Right.
It's-
I mean, you had Black Klansman.
Ugh.
You even had Spider-Verse. I would say both of those are better than that. And those are predominantly, like, African-American led, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have a tiny bit of a problem with... I don't understand why an animated movie can't be up there in the top.
I don't know either.
Just because you didn't shoot it like every other film. Like, I feel like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is worthy of those top things,
Mhm.
not just because I'm a comic book fan. I think the amount of time spent on that movie and the amount of effort and polish that was put in that movie is 10 times better than fucking Roma or
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Don't even get me started on Bohemian Rhapsody.
Exactly.
It's not a good film. Like,
Yeah,
it's
but
not good.
The thing is,
it's okay. It's
we
fine.
talked about this. We didn't figure it out exactly. It took like 4 years to make it.
Exactly, and
If
I
you're
understand. I'm glad it won, but I don't like the like sort of like ceiling that is held for
Like,
animated.
this was
movies.
critically and monetarily one of the best movies of the year.
Exactly.
And but it's animated, so
But
we
it
can't.
ever reach that ceiling.
Yeah,
it's
it's-
stuck.
I know, and it was honestly, it was better than all the movies that were nominated.
I haven't seen all of them, so I can't say anything. But it was much better than most of the movies that were
In my
nominated.
opinion,
Yes.
I've said this a lot this episode because it was all opinionated, but
A Star Is Born. I'm
Nope.
sorry. I don't want to watch that movie ever again. Like, it was good. It was fine. Okay.
Right.
There are parts of that movie that you're just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what? Never in the entire time I was sitting there watching that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse did I go, what the fuck? Like, what is it? No, it was perfect all the way through.
Mhm.
It was perfectly crafted.
yep.
It was beautiful. Like, someone spent a lot of time and effort to make that movie perfect, right?
Yep.
And for some odd reason, it gets stuck in this dredge, and it can't beat A Star Is Born. Like, really?
Exactly.
Bohemian Rhapsody, really? Black Panther,
We'll talk about that.
really?
What it won, man.
And the winner, I guess we're going straight to Best Picture because
Yeah, we're talking about it, so.
We're kind of fucking doing it. The winner, Green
Was
Book.
Green Book. I almost
Very,
said Green
it's a
Mile.
good movie, but
You've seen it, right?
yeah. When I walked out, I did not. I can tell you from experience of watching from about 2014 every single Oscar-nominated film.
No, people were very upset about this.
I'm not so sure, man. It's a great movie. I think it touches on a lot of important issues, but I don't think that is what
That's
should
not-
be determined.
That should not be the determining factor.
Exactly. Just this happens a lot too. Like a few years ago, The Post was nominated.
Uh huh.
Like, how many fucking people saw that movie? It was a boring. I've seen it. It was a boring shit show with two amazing actors in it, right? And it was about something important, but it was like, ugh. You know what I mean? It was just rainy fucking days in cars in the 80s, driving around with a camera in somebody's face. It was like a rip-off of Spotlight, which is a much better movie. And it's like, but it gets nominated because it did something important, you know? And fucking Green Book's winning because it did something important.
Like Roma, for instance, I haven't seen it, but I heard like there was like a 4-minute scene of just water running over a rock. I know that's exaggerated, but
I just slammed my face into my mic because I don't want to. Are you serious?
That's what I heard. I haven't seen it, but
no wonder Steven Spielberg's like, get that shit out of here.
Oh yeah, he did say that he didn't want.
Yeah, he doesn't want streaming service movies to be
nominated.
And you know, I have like I've at first when I heard that I was like, okay, Steven, like just because you're the biggest baddest guy in all of Hollywood doesn't.
Well, he's an older generation. He doesn't
I'm
really
kind of
know.
like, I get it. I don't know. I get where he's coming from, you know, because I feel like looking from Steven's perspective, right, is he makes movies, and his movie not only has to be good for it to be critically, it also has to do well in the movie theater. Like people have to go out of their way to go see it. Whereas like Roma, it could be critically great and nobody could fucking watch it, but it doesn't matter because everybody's paying for Netflix anyway, right? So like Bird Box, for example, right? It got popular and they showed all these what do you call it? Viewer, like it had this many views. How many of those people watched 2 minutes of it and then turned it off?
That's true.
Or accidentally clicked on it. You know, like we don't know that. But when your movie makes $140 million in the box office, those are pure people that went to go see it, and then when it's critically good after that, it's like okay, that
Spider-Verse.
Like Spider-Verse, it's like okay, that money that was spent to see that movie was justified.
Yeah.
Right? And like Roma, there's nothing to justify whether that movie's good or not except for the critics, and like sometimes the critics are very off base, you know?
Well, two things. Like Netflix subscription numbers have been down. Like that should be a factor as well. And also, Spider-Verse is still in theaters.
How many people are watching Roma? I bet there's like 4 right now in the whole world watching Roma right now.
Like you could ask everybody like in this neighborhood that we're in.
Yeah.
I bet it's like
I bet they don't
you
even
could
know
count it
Roma
on the
exists.
hand. I bet you can count it on your hand, people that have seen it.
Yes. And I don't think I think we're getting a little integrated here. Like it doesn't mean that Best Picture is a popularity contest.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong there, right? It should be the best picture. But sometimes it feels like a popularity contest for the rich people. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we like this movie, though. And it's like, well, do you really know? Do you really canvas? Like,
well, do you actually go watch movies?
Exactly. I feel like we talked about, like, we were going to talk about how to fix it. I feel like you go to the Grammys or you go to the ESPYs, it's like the best television shows and the best music gets nominated because the best music and the best TV shows get watched, right?
Yeah, like
nobody's watching fucking. I mean, there's millions of shows that go in and out and in and out because nobody's watching them.
Yeah, I mean, like The Office, for instance, won a crap ton of awards.
Yes,
because it was watched
at the Golden Globes, right?
Yeah.
They won a bunch of Golden Globes. And that's because it's watched and because it's good, right? It's a combination of both. It's like critically and financially, or beloved.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
And it's like it feels like the Oscars is just the complete opposite of that. It's like sometimes they get it right, and most of the time they get it wrong. And I think the Best Picture is probably the best example of this. The rest of the acting and stuff like that is very substantial and just like however however it affected you, like watching the actor, whether you thought it was great or not,
Yeah. And I would say snubs are more talked about than the actual winning movie.
Absolutely.
Ever.
And I think that's what the Oscars has a duty to do its best job, you know what I mean? And I feel like the way their their method for determining is just very messed up. You know, it's just the biggest paying people in, you know, it's the biggest paying guys in the guild, you know, in the Oscar guild. It's like obviously an 83-year-old man, you know, that's worth $48 million doesn't care about Spider-Verse, you know, but we do, and we think it's better than Roma. We think it's better than A Star Is Born, and technically, I think it is better. Like.
Well, that's not us saying that.
View,
like critically,
it is better. So why is it getting held to a certain standard?
Yeah.
When these, it's just, but we could talk about that.
All
all
right.
day.
So what do you of the Green Book? Yes, Green Book, right?
Yeah.
I keep getting mixed up with the Green Mile. Didn't win. What do you think should have won?
Well, okay. I think A Star Is Born should just be deleted, and I think Bohemian Rhapsody should just be deleted. Bohemian Rhapsody, I think, got nominated for enough fucking Oscars, and I think for the right reasons. Best Picture is off base, for sure. A Star Is Born, the exact same thing. I think. Listen, they've made that movie 4 fucking times now. Like, does it have to get nominated every single time?
Yeah, they've
it's
made it 4 times.
Got it. It's not easy to. It's not hard to copy a formula and put 2 very famous people in it and go, bang, we're awesome. No, so I think one, and this is just throwing it out there. You replace that with Infinity War, and you take Spider-Man out of the animated, and you give it its right due, and you stick it up there. And I haven't seen BlacKkKlansman, and I think BlacKkKlansman is probably, based on what I've heard about it, the best overall movie. It's probably got the best acting. It's probably got the best screenplay, best directing, all that stuff.
I think BlacKkKlansman should have won. But the thing is, like, you know, they both tackle racism.
Yep.
You know, at different times, but they're very close.
Yeah.
And the thing that I think, I haven't seen Green Mile, you can chip in. Green Mile or Green Book? The Green, that's what I want to call it.
Okay.
BlacKkKlansman, it does tackle racism, you know, because it's the rise of the KKK.
Yep.
But there's also another dynamic, because Adam Driver is, he's Jewish in the movie.
Okay.
And the KKK is also against Jewish people.
Yeah.
So they're trying to infiltrate this, so it's not just like, I'm white and I'm work, because they're cops, Adam Driver, and I forgot the main actor's name. But, you know, it's a more complex story than just, you know, black versus white, or just basic racism.
And Green Book is a biopic, like it's a telling of somebody's life, right? So it doesn't break any ground, it doesn't break any barriers, like, which is what we should be, you know, incentivizing in the movie field, because, and I get it, like, biopics are popular, they're good, you know what I mean? They're interesting and all that, but I mean, like, when a movie like BlacKkKlansman comes out that really, like, pushes the envelope, that should be recognized, right? Like, I feel like that should be recognized better than a movie that's about a dude's life. Like, it's not hard to tell a story about a dude's life, and then you stick freaking, what's his name? Shit.
Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, Mahershala Ali. Like, you stick him in it, and you stick the white guy.
The white guy. Yeah.
You stick those 2 guys in it. They're both amazing actors. Like, they're obviously gonna kill it.
Well,
right?
Yeah, Mahershala Ali won Best Supporting Actor.
And I think that's
fair. Yeah,
that's fair.
He's definitely
that's accurate. But I don't think because they're the best actors and you made a biopic doesn't mean you should win the best picture. So you're telling me in 20 years people are like, fucking Green Book, that's the I love that.
Since you've seen it, tell me this, like, it's, you know, he's like a personal driver for him who's a pianist, right?
Yes, you got it.
And he just drives him through, like, the heart of the racism countries.
He's like the first guy to do, like, a concert through the South. So, like, they start in New York and they work their way down and they end in, like, Alabama, and it's like bad.
Yeah, real bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, besides that, is there any other, like, side, like, dilemmas or anything? I know he's like, the white guy misses his wife or something.
Well, I think that's more. I think the side dilemmas in this movie are more like the tiny intricacies between the relationships and the characters. So, like, the pianist and the driver's relationship, right?
Mhm.
And it develops over time where he's a racist. The white guy's a racist, but he'll do whatever he wants for money, right?
Yeah.
And the other guy is he's very just holistic. Like, he just loves everybody, and he wants everybody to be nice, right? And he's constantly oppressed, And so it's the dynamics of the two characters. Like, Mauritia's character learns why. Hold on.
You gonna find his name?
I gotta go find his name.
Yeah.
It's at the top. But yeah, his character learns why white people can be racist, right?
Mm-hmm.
He learns that, and he can understand, why people would be like that. Not that it's a good thing. He definitely doesn't think that, but he can understand it. And then Viggo Mortensen, thank you.
Okay.
His
I
character.
knew there was a V.
His character learns, to not be racist, and it's more about the character arcs. But no, it's really just defined just down to those two characters. That's it.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, because like Black Klansman, there's a main character.
Yep.
There's Adam Driver, and there's also the main character's love interest. And like there's like this, not like a triangle, but they're all like weaving and waving towards the same.
There's more going on.
Yeah, there's
It's
more
not
going
just-
on, and it's like flawless storytelling.
Yeah.
So
I just don't know if they got the right one. I know they didn't get the right one, and I've seen Green Book.
right.
Like, I'm fighting for Black Klansman. I haven't even seen it yet. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, that's just how I know, like, Green Book is just not the right one. And I think I would have more satisfaction if Into the Spider-Verse was nominated for Best Picture and didn't win than winning the animated one. Because if
Yeah.
you're gonna tell me fucking Wreck-It Ralph is better, no offense, like, Wreck-It Ralph is probably good.
Well, there's also because it's Disney or
stop.
Pixar.
Yeah, but just stop. Like, did you know Disney printed? Have you heard this story? They
No.
printed DVD slip covers
Oh, yeah.
for Wreck-It Ralph that said like animated Best Picture winner, and they accidentally shipped them out early.
That's great.
So like you can go to a fucking Target and it might be there. I'm like, get out of here! Like, what'd
So
you do?
dumb.
Pay them enough money or something? Like,
Yeah.
jeez, man.
Yeah, like it's because they're Disney or Pixar, whichever one they
They
are.
just think they're gonna win,
Mhm.
right? And they never had any competition. They made In and Out. They're like,
They had
bang, that was
Coco.
easy. Coco, bang, easy. It's like, no. You have competition now, and honestly, you shouldn't have had competition because it should be in Best Picture, and you
Yes.
should be killing animated because nobody gives a shit about animated. You should be killing that because Spider-Verse should be at that level.
Yep.
Oh, but we've murdered that. Okay, let's get into actors.
Okay.
So,
You know-
actor in a leading role. So the winner was
Rami
Rami
Malek.
Malek, and I think that's accurate
I do too.
because I
think
think
that's
to
great.
take on a character like freaking
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury is a tall task, right?
Especially with basically Queen, like the remaining members of Queen, there to like critique you and stuff.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, to like, to watch your every move and be like, no, that's not how he was, or yes, that's how. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I think it's impressive to like it's an impressive demonstration of just becoming another person. Like, it's hard to tell the difference, you
Yeah.
know. And I also think it's impressive because Remy was not very like he's not a huge actor. He did Robot,
Mr. Robot.
Mr. Robot, and then now he's like the biggest
Yeah.
guy out there, you know.
Yeah.
And normally you win Oscars based on your what do you call it?
Resume.
Your your film resume.
Filmography.
Like, so there's people in here that I feel like are gonna be
Who else
pretty
was up? Do you
pretty
remember?
pissed. So like Bradley Cooper, he's got a big film resume. He's still young though. He's still got Willem Dafoe though.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's an old guy. He's probably getting to the end of his like, hey, I might get an Oscar.
Well, has he won some before?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I'm sure he's been nominated 100 times. Viggo Mortensen, that he's an old guy, you know what I mean? Christian Bale, he's fine.
Yeah, he's got enough.
And I think if there was anyone that was like a good close second to Remy, it would be Christian Bale for the exact same reason, because he just like
portraying someone else.
he just completely became somebody else, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's fair. Remy Malek is,
Yeah.
and I think as bad as that movie is in some parts, it's never because of him.
Yeah, we'll talk
know?
about bad parts in a minute if we could do that one.
For what?
The other award, Bohemian Rhapsody one, or one of them anyway.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. Actor in a supporting role. We talked
Ali
about this.
won, right?
Mahershala Ali. I think,
I mean, he had a good year.
but Adam Driver's in there. And I haven't seen Black Klansman, but like, is his performance good enough?
Oh, he's really good. Well, because I didn't like him before, but I like him because of this.
Okay. Well, I'll let you know. I mean, Mahershala Ali's gonna be hard to beat.
Oh, I'm not denying that
Because
I
Green
think
Book-
he is great.
Green Book's not Best Picture, but man, does he fucking kill it in that movie. I mean, he nails it.
I mean,
So-
even in Spider-Verse, he was standout.
Exactly.
Hey.
Exactly. Hey. Sam Rockwell in Vice. I think that's a good close second. You know, he plays George Bush, right?
George W.
Yeah, he nails that. And you could tell immediately who he was in the trailer. You're like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, he got it. All right. Richard E. Grant and Can You Ever Forgive Me? I have no idea what that movie is.
Yeah,
I'm not
man.
even- Sam Elliott in A Star Is Born. Hold on a minute. Is that who I think it is? Oh, get out of here. Get the fuck out.
What?
Like, no. He disappears for half the movie.
Is that like the agent? Is that
No, that's well, yeah, I guess it is his agent. It's like his dad's. It's
okay.
Bradley Cooper's like guy, like right hand guy. That's bad. That bothers me.
You would think it would be. Oh, actor. Never mind. I was going to say it'd be.
He just
Cooper
does Sam
guy.
Elliott. Hey, do you know who Sam Elliott is? Like that old dude with
Yeah,
the white hair,
yeah.
and he's always like, "Arr," you know what I mean? He just does that. That's not an impressive. Ugh. Ugh. What do you even? What? Who is? I think I know why the Academy doesn't want to get anywhere near Infinity War. Who's the leading role in Infinity?
Thanos. Josh Brolin.
So supporting actors, they could put the whole fucking cast. They'd be like,
They can just say
Captain
cast.
America, Thor. Like everybody is amazing. Yeah, I think that's why they don't go anywhere near it as far as acting is, because it's just impossible to nail down one
That's
character.
true.
You know, that's fair. I think you take out Sam Elliott because I think that's fucking garbage. And I think you slap in Michael B. Jordan, without a doubt, in Black Panther, like as Killmonger.
Well, he wasn't
Much
even
better
in
supporting
leading role either. Michael B. Jordan.
But this is a supporting role.
I know, but in main, in a leading role, he wasn't even in. Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, you mean to nominated?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Creed 2, which I thought was.
yeah.
I thought that was snubbed a lot too.
true, dude. Yeah, I don't know, man. Get Sam Elliott out of there. That's garbage. That's honestly okay. Actress in a leading role.
Lady
Now-
Gaga won, right?
What'd you say?
Did Lady Gaga win that one?
No, thank
Oh
God.
no.
Fuck, I would have
That
lost
was
my mind. It's Olivia Colman.
That's right.
And I love Olivia
I watched that
Colman. What'd you say?
I watched her get that one.
Yeah.
I just couldn't remember her name.
I love her. She's in a TV show that I think everybody should watch. It's like my favorite TV show of all time. It's called Broadchurch.
Okay.
Very good. She's a very good actress. I haven't seen The Favorite. I've heard it's like really, really good. So, but I mean, I don't really know. Yalitza
She was from Roma.
Aparicio. Roma. I don't know. Glenn Close, the wife. Man, I just don't know any of these, honestly.
Mhm.
Lady Gaga in A Star Is Born. She's not bad, but I think she deserves to be in a leading role. But listen, I have a major problem with the middle of A Star Is Born. I think it's absolute garbage. Like
Okay.
the beginning, great. The end, great. The middle, just garbage. It's just bad. And like it's meant to be like kind of cringy, but like the acting and everything is too far with it. You know, it just doesn't seem accurate at all. Melissa McCarthy, I don't know. I don't know. That's cool though. Melissa McCarthy got a.
She's been doing serious stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good for her.
Mhm.
Actress in a supporting role. Regina King, If Beale Street Could Talk. I've heard that's a good movie. Never heard of it.
Never heard of
Amy
it.
Adams in Vice. I think that's a good one. Emma Stone in The Favorite. I've also heard that's good. Man, The Favorite is coming in strong with the actresses. Rachel Weisz. Another Roma one. I don't even know.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Animated feature film. Thank God Spider-Man won it. If it didn't,
Oh
I
my
would have
God.
fucking rioted in the streets.
They would never. The Oscars would never been watched again.
Oh, dude,
Honestly.
there would have been a Twitter shitstorm if they would.
Mhm.
It would have gone down.
Yep.
Things would have gone down if they would have given it to Incredibles 2. And the fact that it's even on here blows my fucking noggin. I mean, there's not that many. What do
I was
you
about
call
to say
it?
there's not many to choose from, so it's like by default it had to be selected
Stop
because
that,
it made
though.
a lot of money.
The movie's not good. Have you watched it since?
It's on Netflix.
Do you
so I
like
did.
it?
It was fine. I enjoyed the first one better.
Yeah, the first one's much, much better. I have major problems with that movie. We've talked about it. Okay, Isle of Dogs. I feel like,
I feel like that came out forever ago.
yeah, for real. That's just Wes Anderson being Wes Anderson, so yeah, he can, whatever. Ralph Breaks the Internet. I've heard it's really, really good, but I swear to God, if it would have won.
Was Mr. Sunday says, I don't need a big guy walking by a Snapchat logo.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like, I've heard it's really good, but it looks like a bad version of,
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One, where they just reference things all movie long. It's like
Yeah.
I honestly hate that culture. Like I
Yeah.
hate like Snapchat culture, Instagram culture, Twitter culture. So it's like, why would I want to watch a movie where they reference that all day long?
Like you watch a movie to get away from real life.
Exactly. It's like it kind of felt like a good version of the Emoji Movie, where they're like, we're just gonna reference everything,
Right.
You know. But I've heard it's deeper than that. It's better than that. So,
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but
it's nowhere. None of the movies in here are even. They don't even hold a candle to Spider-Man. And
Nope.
honestly, putting Spider-Man in with these bothers me. We talked about it.
Mhm.
Huh,
I
okay.
mean, an animated movie almost makes you cry.
exactly right.
Like I'm sure some people did cry from it. I mean, that's
yeah.
like right up there with Lion King.
it's
like-
dude. It's
Name another animated movie that can make a grown man cry.
The Iron Giant. Good one.
You know what's funny about that is it was like critically hated, but like
It's a great movie.
like the fan, it's like a cult classic.
Oh, absolutely.
But it was like critically rated bad.
Did you see the meme the other day with him? It's like when they're in the lake, and he's like, "Oh, you're running away." You know what I mean? He's like, "You suck," and then he just turns around and cannonballs in. And I forget what the meme was, but it was funny. Okay, what's it called? Cinematography. This is always my favorite. I fuck Best Picture, all that. I
That's
love
your
the
favorite one?
cinematography one, and I feel absolutely disgusted this year. Just because you fucking make your movie black and white, you do these fancy little shots of like things happening and shit. That's not a cinematog. That's not a.
You could do that in Windows Movie Maker. Actually, hold
Facts.
on.
I can go outside and do that shit, dog.
Moment of silence for Windows Movie Maker.
Oh, it's dead, isn't it?
It is dead.
I don't blame him.
That was
That was your shit. Okay. Okay. Like,
gone but never forgotten.
why the fuck is A Star Is Born in the cinematography category? You telling me people sat down for 4 years and made some of the most amazing animated visuals of all time, and you're gonna give it to a movie that's just like a fucking shots of people doing concerts and shit? It's not interesting. It's not groundbreaking. You know? There's fucking shots outside of a goddamn like gas station, and it's like, whoa. So you're telling me people sat in a room, a whole bunch of Oscar people, and went, "This is it. This is it. This is cinematic beauty." Like, no, no.
Now that you're saying that, because I haven't seen A Star Is Born, like if you didn't describe it in detail, you just said like outside of a bus station or at a concert, I couldn't tell what movie you're talking about between Bohemian Rhapsody or A Star Is Born. They're
Guess what's not on cinematography? Bohemian Rhapsody, which I think has a better ending scene cinematically than like any of the movies on here. But dude, come on, get cinematography. Get some other shit in here, man. Get some other stuff in here.
Mhm.
You know? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
The Favorite, I saw a lot of shots from The Favorite, and that there's some interesting cinematic stuff going on in that movie. Like, there's some cool shots, there's some cool pan shots, there's some cool, really, really wide lenses inside of buildings, which give you this really strange perspective, you know what I mean? And can really portray what you're trying to do in a film well. And I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
Get out of here with Roma. Shit.
Black and white.
Costume design, I'm glad Black Panther won that. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. I mean, those costumes were sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The fact that, I mean, Alfonso Cuarón, he's an amazing director, but come on, Spike Lee. You're not going to give Spike Lee for Black Klansman? I mean, at least Black Klansman won script, you know?
Yeah.
Because if it didn't win that, I would be pissed for you, you know? For you, I would just feel bad for you. I feel like Vice was kind of like the Dark Knight of this
Like, didn't get the
Oscars.
recognition.
Like, I feel like, yeah, it's nominated for almost everything, but just didn't win anything.
Right.
You know? I would like to say Free Solo, one of the best documentaries of all time. And
Oh, yeah.
shouldn't have even come close to, you know what I mean? None of these other ones I don't think should come close. Maybe
Yeah,
RBG, but dude, Free Solo. Wow. Amazing. You good? What you doing?
I'm looking up something for later
Okay, cool.
while you were talking.
Makeup and hairstyling device. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Vice.
'Cause,
Well, Gareth Bale. What's his name?
Christian
Bale. He looked great, but not like himself. So
Exactly.
that's what you need.
Music, original score. Black Panther took it home.
Oh, well deserved.
I think that's well deserved. Well deserved. Mary Poppins on there. That's pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I always forget about that. That came out this year.
Yeah. Music, original song. I think that's the one that I can get away with A Star Is Born winning.
But is it
Because-
original if it's already been
No, it is
a movie
original.
4
It
times?
is original. It is original.
Oh, okay, they rewrote
It's lyrics
the
by
middle.
Lady Gaga.
Okay.
It's
That's
original.
Fair.
That's
fair.
why I said it's the only one that I'm like, all right, I'm with it.
That's very fair.
All the Stars though by Black Panther could have. Just saying.
That was nominated, right?
Yes.
That was a very good one. That's just biased because it's a song I've listened to outside of the movie. So
Yeah. Production design. I don't really. Do you know what production? Black Panther won, so I'm fine with it. But like, I don't know what production design is. So
I don't know.
who knows?
Maybe it's for best rubbery CGI suit.
Did it have the short film before Incredibles on the Netflix thing?
I don't think so.
You know how like it before those. So you didn't see it?
Mm.
It's called Bao.
Oh, I've seen it's on Netflix on its own. I think Netflix.
That one best short film animated. That shit's weird, dude. Like I don't know about.
They used to be so good. Like you remember the guy playing chess with
Oh
himself,
yeah, dude.
or the rabbit, the
Yep.
jackrabbit.
They were really.
Those
good.
were the shit.
Bao's weird.
Okay.
It's funky. I don't want to say if it's the. I haven't seen any other short animated films, but
Mhm.
Bao is a weird one. All right. Sound mixing. Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
First Man is in there. Black Panther's in there. Just because you made a movie about music
No,
doesn't
it's-
mean you win. Like
It's literally they just played the Queen song.
they just played the Queen songs, and you know what they did? You know what was so interesting about their sound mixing?
They
They-
showed.
They would do a pan shot to the speaker, right? And then it would be like someone's fingers turning it up, and it would do that. You know that thing when you turn up a speaker and it goes. Wow, fucking mind blowing. Get out of here with that shit. First Man had some of the best music choreographed with shuttle launches and stuff like that. It was fucking emotional. It made you want to cry. Black Panther, perfectly timed to like fight scenes and stuff. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Garbage, dog. Hey, visual effects though. This
First
is
Man.
probably
I was-
the best.
I was happy for
First
you.
Man won. Thank you. Infinity War's nominated. And Ready Player One was nominated. Let's go. best one. Visual effects is always up there. Like whoever's taking care of the visual effects is where it's at. Mad Max.
Yes.
Let's go, baby. Hold the phones. I say that. Lost major points for adding Solo a Star Wars. Fuck off. Just no one cares.
I feel like they're like,
movie sucks.
we have to have it nominated in something.
It's
a Disney
bad.
movie. I feel like they have to have Disney movies in there.
Disney's just shelling them money. But like a Star Wars movie is bad. And the visual effects are not compelling, right?
Well, it's just dark all the time.
Boring. It's just boring. Like we're doing a lot of like head forward like meme, right? And it's just because it's just like meh. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's nothing interesting about it.
If you complain about the DC universe being too dark, like literally too dark,
go watch Solo. You will be like,
just go watch really any of the new Star Wars. Most of them are like dark.
I don't know. Like The Last Jedi, there's dark scenes, but like the final scene is on Crate. It's during the day.
That's
it's
true.
Pretty.
The sand place,
you know what I mean?
Or the salt. Is that what it's? Salt?
Yeah, like Solo ends in a fucking desert, and it's like gray. It's a gray desert. When was the last time you saw a gray desert?
Yeah. I just realized Aquaman. I think Aquaman could have been nominated for cinematography.
Not cinematography. I would say visual effects.
Okay, visual effects.
There's nothing interesting going on with Aquaman's cinematography. There was that one really cool shot down into the trench.
Oh, okay, that too. I was gonna say like the roof scene, because it was like the cameras and stuff were nice. I'm just fighting for a movie I like.
I got you. I think cinematography.
I'm not saying it should have won.
Cinematography needs to be pulled from visual effects. I think your movie needs to be like 50% real. That's why Infinity War, I'm perfectly fine it not being anywhere near the cinematography. That's why I'm disgusted that A Star Is Born on there, because it did nothing interesting. Nothing. Like not a moment in A Star Is Born was I like, that's a nice shot right there. Nothing.
Nice.
Blech. Fuck, Green Book had better shots than that.
I mean, dude, like I said earlier, Creed 2. I actually rewatched it with Brooke because she wanted to see it. Mm-hmm. And there was there was a bunch of great, like, just scenes, like how they were angled and how they were shot, Because,
I think I could get behind that.
Yeah, like there's a scene where it's after they have the baby and he's like lying there, and then the wife comes in and it's like, upside down. It's nothing like complex, but it's interesting. It's
visually interesting.
Interesting.
Especially like the entrances. I can remember exactly what they look like. I can't remember a single fucking scene from there's one scene I can remember from A Star Is Born, and that's when he dies.
Yeah.
And the dog is outside laying next to that was a good shot. I will give it to him. But one shot does not give you a nomination.
Right.
Right.
And I mean, you remember the Creed training montage in the end?
Absolutely. All those shots are beautiful.
Yeah.
Like
when he's training in the pool too.
Yeah, and they went to like actual places. You know what I mean? They like built I don't know if they built it. It may have already been out there, but they like built a faux training place like in the middle of the desert.
Gym, yeah.
Like that is what should be. Dude, that got snubbed so hard.
That's what I was saying, because I just rewatched it. It literally made Brooke cry.
You really opened my eyes. That shit got snubbed hard.
Yeah.
Adapted screenplay, Black Klansman. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Because it's a book.
By the way, Stars Born. It's not that good. I don't know how many times I gotta say this. And you adapted a screenplay of a movie that's been done 3 other times?
Yep.
Get out of here. Fuck, I could have adapted that fucking screenplay, dude. It's not that hard. Okay. Writing original screenplays, Green Book. That pretty much goes to the best picture almost every single time. They win one of the writing ones. I'm actually kind of impressed that they didn't give the best director to the best picture guy.
Yeah, because that was Spike Lee.
Yes. By the way, sound mixing and sound editing was Bohemian Rhapsody. Like, suck my
sound
dick. That's
editing,
awful.
or the editing is ridiculous. I don't know if you've seen the clip on Twitter of that scene where they meet the record guy that signs them, and it's just, hold on, we're gonna reenact it here. It's just them turning their like the
Yeah.
camera's just cutting
Well,
back
that's
and
sound
forth.
editing. Hold on a minute.
Oh,
Hold on.
sound editing. I'm sorry.
Hold on. Sound editing's bad too, but hold
Visual editing. Is that what it is?
on. Let me. Wait, where was that? It's like film editing.
Film editing.
It won film editing.
Yes. Literally, it was just cuts back and forth to each.
Again, zooming in as you turn up a thing is not interesting. You know what I mean? Like, there's not that much going on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Like that scene, for instance, it's just like almost a bird's eye view of Freddy walking to the table. Then it just cuts to him sitting down. Then it cuts to the other guy, and then the other guy.
And you
then the
know why
other
it's
guy.
like that, right?
Because they had to have screen time.
They had to have to make that movie, even though it's a Freddie Mercury fucking movie. They had to have equal amounts of screen time. All the Queen band members. Huh.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
Speaking of, who did they give props to on that? Whenever they won that, because they couldn't mention Bryan Singer or something. So they're like,
Oh, Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah.
It's John Ottman. I'm
Oh,
guessing
okay.
that's the editing
Okay.
director, manager.
right.
Yeah, whatever. Foreign language film, Roma. Like, ugh. Just gotta keep winning shit. Oh my god. Whatever. Alright. I think that pretty much wraps it up.
I think so.
To fix the Oscars, what do we need to do?
You need not just a host, but an anti-host.
Like a,
So basically, turn it into a Comedy Central roast.
okay.
Like,
I think that's a little extreme.
no, but no, like
Okay, listen.
the people in Hollywood
Oscars
have
as
it.
much- Okay, alright, continue.
The people
Sorry.
in Hollywood have it good enough. They need to be brought down a level. Just have if Kevin Hart came in there and just started making
Alright.
fun of people, that'd be so much better.
Okay, you're great. You're crazy. Okay, you're crazy. I like your idea, and I think there's room for a little bit of jabbing and stuff like that. I think you need to take the pretentiousness out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like it's not only is it like a pretentious, it's also a moment for everybody to show why they're important and why what they did is important. You know what I mean? Like, for example, that guy came dressed in a dress. Did you see
It
that?
was a man dressed in a.
Is a man dressed in
gown.
it, which is fine, like whatever. But like he
Do what you wanna
obviously
do.
did it because he knew it was going to draw attention because
Mm-hmm.
it's and just the way he was standing there is like just felt so self-important and pretentious. I think that's what a lot of people have a problem with the Oscars is because the Golden Globe seems kind of fun, you know, like they're all sitting at tables, they're all kind of hanging out, they're all kind of you like people, their friends sit with each other, you know what I mean? Like it's notorious that like what's it called, Jake Gyllenhaal, Hugh Jackman,
Ryan
and
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds are all friends, and they sit together at the fucking,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? It's like it's cool, like they're all hanging out, and then you get to the Oscars, and it's like in this big auditorium, and everyone's like stiff and in the
Yeah,
fucking,
it's a stadium, like a theater.
yeah, and it's just like I think you just loosen it up a little bit. You reduce the pretentiousness of it, and then the biggest one is you have got to get some representation for what people actually like. I understand that you're trying to pick the best of the best, and you wanna highlight the things that are the most cinematically, filmically amazing.
Yeah,
But
and
you
we're not
can't-
saying just make up awards like popular movie. I think that was one which they took away, right?
That's a horrible idea.
Yeah, like I'm saying, don't do that. Don't
No.
just do that to appease people.
No, because that's not what we want.
Yeah, that's not what we want.
We want recognition for movies that are good, and
Mhm.
for some odd reason you have blinders on to like fucking even critics will back us up, I guess. I mean, I don't know if they'll like, but they will back us up in saying that yes, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is a good film. It is pretty. It has good emotional beats. It has good story arcs. It's a good plot. Like, everything is solid. So why can't you give it the recognition it needs? You know, Infinity War. It's 10 years and it's good. It's like, why can't? And then why are you picking out things that are just kind of just like just there for there. You know, like A Star Is Born got nominated for like fucking 20 things. It's not that good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that good.
Yeah, and there's obvious movies that are Oscar bait. Like they're literally making it to win an Oscar,
which seems nuts to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, is it really that important to win an Oscar?
Like that shouldn't be the end all to a movie.
Exactly.
Like you should make it to like whatever your cause is, like spread awareness of something, someone, make money.
Yeah.
You know, get funding or acceptance for a sequel if you wanted to, or whatever it depends on. You know.
Yeah, don't always make for sequels.
That's not saying if it calls
but if
for
you're
one.
if you're looking for that, then
like
do your best to do that.
Green Book, Black Klansman, those shouldn't have sequels.
No.
Like,
and I think it's getting better. I think a few years ago it was whitewashed as hell.
Yeah.
And they just picked stuff that nobody had even fucking heard of. You know what I mean? But I think it's getting better. I think the choice to put Black Panther on the Best Picture list is really off base. Like they did it just to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was kind of obvious they did it just to appease.
I'm really struggling to see how they sat through Infinity War and they sat through Black Panther and said one of these is better than the other, and one of these is worthy of best picture. You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And what really blows my mind is they watched 3 of those movies, Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse, and went, okay, one of these is better than both of these, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Yep.
That doesn't make much sense to me. So, I think it would be cool. I'm really kind of coming around to the roast idea. I think you got to make it less formal. I think you keep like the dress code so that everybody can like really show out for one night. Exactly. But like just make it less formal. Put them in a room and like have them all sit at tables like they do in the Golden Globes, and then just kind of have like a Ricky Gervais kind of guy come up and just fucking rip some people.
I know. You know? Like Kevin Hart would have been great for that.
Yeah,
because he's never been one to get like political, really. You know.
Yep. So, I also think the other thing, fuck the music. Like, just bill that shit an extra hour. You'll be fine.
Right.
You got plenty of money. Please quit kicking people off the stage when they have important shit to say.
Right.
If they're just rambling about nothing, like if they just have a piece of paper that's just a list of like, Jimmy and Tim and, might kick them off. But when they're giving a heartfelt speech that they've like worked on,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're really trying to like get a point across. Would you please quit kicking them off the stage? Like, that's the shit I want to see.
Yeah. I mean, it ran 20 minutes or so late anyway.
Exactly. Just bill that shit for an extra hour. And don't fill that time, because it's going to get filled up. You know what I mean? Live events do this all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, NASCAR races finish with 30 minutes of post-NASCAR race just in case it runs long, right? Like, they'll cut into that time. They don't really care.
Yep.
Football games do the exact same thing. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, please don't make us wait hours and hours and hours watching best short animated film and best sound editing and best visual effects. Actually, I like visual effects. Best, all these other miniature ones. Like, give us something worthwhile. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not something the average viewer cares to see.
No.
People at the actual venue do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think your viewership will go up massively if you do start the night, you do something small like best visual effects, right? Something cool like that. Then best cinematography.
Yep.
Because those are two that I think people kind of care about. I care about at least. And then do best actor in a supporting role, best actress in a supporting role, best picture, and then finish with the other stuff. Because the people that care will stay. And you just filled out what is probably an hour and 30 minutes of pure viewership because people want to see that, instead of making people sit through 2.5 hours of nothing to get to the best picture.
And just honestly, just start with like throwing some of the non like TV viewers awards, like the best short animated or whatever, during a commercial break. Like, you don't have to pause for a commercial break. Just keep going. Recap us later. or something.
Yeah, they do that. They
stop for commercials.
Well, they'll do like two. They'll do two awards that you don't really give a shit about, like sound mixing followed by production design.
Yeah.
And then immediately go into a commercial that's 15 minutes long, and you're like, what the fuck? And then you get back, and guess what they do? They do costume design and best makeup and hair, and you're like, oh my, can we get something important or meaningful going?
Yeah.
So.
I know you got to give people their shine or whatever.
No, totally. But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, if you really just like bang, 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 and like give us that early, the people that care will stay, and you can fill time. Like, there's other things that the Oscar do well. I think they do like the thing where they show just kind of like film condensed. I always like that. It's really cool to see. And then they show like the people that died this year. You know what I mean? And,
they
like,
did
and
in memoriam.
them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that kind of stuff. And I think it would be super cool to just like do something interesting, right? If you're gonna have best score, get the fucking orchestra out there, get the whole orchestra out there, and recreate a scene, and let them do it live. And you know how like Star Wars does live shit?
Yeah, go for it,
dude. Can you imagine seeing First Man, the crater scene, which is like the most, and the actual orchestras out there playing the shit? That would be incredible. Like, everybody would watch that. It would be on Twitter the next day.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like last year, they had the girl from The Greatest Showman come out and sing that song. That was like a huge hit. Like, everybody loved that. You know what I mean? It's like, that's the stuff you can fill the time with and keep people. Instead, they're like, we're gonna do all these shit things that nobody cares about, no general viewer cares about, and then we're gonna finish it with Best Picture at 12:30.
Yeah, and one interesting thing is there's this YouTuber I watch who did a live stream of it. But the thing is, they did a drinking game for it.
Uh-oh.
So every time a certain word was said, they would drink, right?
Yeah.
And so ABC actually struck the video with the live stream and took it down. Like, if you want viewers to like watch your stuff, like, don't go shutting down people streaming your thing. You know, that's just gonna make you hate them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, the Oscars are pretty damn hated. Like,
yeah.
Not a lot of people like them. Yeah. But I think it is important because I think okay, I want to say just real quick, the reason we care, like, people might be thinking right now, like, why are you so bent out of shape about this, is because I think it literally has an effect on how good movies are that come out. The Oscars clearly steers how people make movies. You know what I mean? And so that's why I care, is because I want the best movies we can get. And if the award show for the best movies is not hitting on all cylinders and not nominating the right stuff, then the right stuff won't keep getting made. You know?
Yep.
It's like when The Dark Knight and Mad Max get snubbed for Best Picture for two movies that nobody even fucking knows about anymore. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, it makes it hard for those people to want to keep making those because they're not getting the recognition that they deserve. You know? Yeah. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything else?
I don't think so. You want to know the trigger word for that drinking game? That's what.
Yeah, let's hear them.
All right. Trump.
How many times do they talk about Trump? Anyway?
A lot. Fear, hate, brave, feminism.
Brave, feminism.
Well, literally, like, the guy that wore the gown.
Yeah.
Like, every word when associated with him, they're like, so brave.
Oh,
so every time that was okay. Human rights.
You're so brave. You make millions of dollars, and everybody sees you every single day. You're so fucking brave.
Yeah. Human rights, diversity, racism, equality, border/wall.
Man, these are shots?
Yeah.
How drunk were they, dude? Border/wall.
Dreamers, nationalism, immigration, no human is illegal.
What were they drinking?
I don't remember. I didn't get to watch the live stream, but
if you're drinking tequila, you're dead. You're a dead man at the end of that. That's a lot of buzzwords.
Yep.
Wow. Cool.
Yes. That felt like a 2-hour rant.
That kind of was there at the end. That was what's it called? I think the Oscars could also. I don't think they're allowed to, but it would be cool to see what they think about TV shows.
Oh yeah.
think there's a lot less pretentious TV shows going on.
Yeah. I don't really watch
Game
much
Game
live
of Thrones
TV.
is not really like pretentious. Ooh, sleeper. Umbrella Academy on Netflix.
I would never watch that.
Why not?
It's got a person in that I cannot stand, so I'm
shit.
never gonna watch it.
Hold on. I feel like we've delved into something interesting.
Oh God,
who's in it?
Do you want me to say it?
Yeah.
Ellen Page.
You don't like Ellen Page?
I cannot stand her.
Why not?
Well, she's openly like criticized without knowing like wholesome truth behind it. Okay, so like Chris Pratt is a open Christian, and he goes to this church, right? That back in like the 70s or something was notorious for sending people to gay camp, right? Back in the 70s, like there's
You can change. People are well.
Yes, like they don't do that anymore. But she
I
goes
hope
on like
not.
live, like no one does that anymore.
Yeah.
And she goes on TV and just slams Chris Pratt for openly sharing his beliefs and stuff like that.
Well, that's
And-
pretty shitty of her.
Yeah, and like the whole Jussie Smollett, whatever that guy's name is, the Empire actor that staged hate crime.
Oh yeah.
That guy.
Is he in that?
And what?
Is he in Umbrella Academy?
No, Ellen Page talked about that, and like she was going off on, white people basically about that whole thing before the truth came out. So she was just defending a side without knowing truth. And these happened in very in between times, so
Gotcha.
I was like, yeah, no thanks.
Damn. Well, that sucks because it's a really good show.
I heard it was because I heard the Weekly Planet talk about it, and I wanted to look at it, so I watched the trailer and I saw her, and I was like, ugh.
I will say it's a very good show. I hate that Ellen Page has
Tainted
your ability to watch it, and it kind of sucks because she's really vital in this show. So it's not. I can't be like, oh, she's just a backup character. Don't worry about it. But yeah, it's really good. So if you ever get over your hate for her. But
That's
I totally
not
understand. Literally, not liking a person can make you not like a show just
Yeah.
because you don't like that. You know what I mean? So I totally get that. Like, I fucking hate Gotham because I cannot stand Jada Pinkett Smith.
Right. Fish Mooney.
And she's fucking garbage. She's so bad, and everyone thinks she's like this, like amazing. Like that whole family, they're like, we're such good actors. She's garbage in that show, dude.
That whole family's just been weird lately.
They don't have their heads on straight.
Yeah.
Like Will Smith, you're falling off the deep end. You're supposed to be America's
He used
dad,
to be like the coolest guy ever.
right? He's not that far.
Rewind time.
You nailed that impersonation, dog.
Oh.
Rewind time.
Fortnite and Mark Brown.
I feel bad for MKBHD. He's a cool guy.
Oh, yeah.
Marquez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah,
All right.
I do have our list for next week.
Sweet.
It's going to be, don't know how many. Probably, next week's Captain Marvel.
So we should keep the short list.
Yeah, so we'll do 5. We're going to do training montages.
Oh, cool. Cool. I know one that's going to be on there already.
Me too.
All right. Dope.
Yes.
All right. See you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.